Lopez Cano from the Escuela Superior de Música de Catalunya from Barcelona. So, hello, Ruben.
Thank you. The concept of beat induction. Please, I will ask you to follow the rhythm on the following music. Yes? Thank you very much. This is not the rhythm, this is the beat. And the beat is the main rhythmical structure of the music. It is a regular pulse, a regular beat, which is under the structure of music. Yes? Let's try to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Thank you very much. As you can see, we can repeat the beat even when the music doesn't sound. Even when the music is gone, we keep the beat with us. Yes, this is beat induction. It's the process by means of which human, and only humans, and not other animals in the world, only human beings, can extract the basic rhythmical structure of one music and appropriate it, yes, and we can repeat even when the music is gone. Yes, in this process, some neurocognitive motor skills works in order to catch, to pick up the beat and in order to repeat it. Yes? This is very interesting because even when we doesn't move, yes, even when we are listening to music in a very static way, even we are not clapping with the music, our neural cognitive motor system are working and working in the same way as if we are moving. Yes? It's a very interesting process, a very interesting phenomena. Some scholars, as Rolf Godoy and Mark Raber, calls it the cover movement. Music allows us certain cognitive process associated with movement, but without doing any exterior movement. Yes, the brain observation with the scanners doesn't distinguish when we are moving in really way or we are only in activation with neural networks related with the planification or programming and effection of movement. Yes, this is a very interesting point. Yes, the beat induction, this ability to incorporate in our bodies the rhythmical basic pulse of beat in the music, yes, is the basic structure of the inactive cognition. Sorry. The inactive cognition has been defined by Francisco Varela or Evan Thompson, means that the cognition is not only an affair, only a business of the brain, but some parts of the neurological activity, yes, insert themselves into external information to build and construct and continuum. A logical and coherent continuum. Yes, our neurological activity inserts in the music to form a continuum. The brain is not, the mind is not a passive receptive apparatus, yes, to catch information for the exterior. The mind go to out the body, yes, and work with the environment. In this case, sound energy environment. This is one of the main claims of the extended mind, has been defined by Andy Clark, that has been quoted this morning, and David Chalmers. The extended mind theory says that most part of the time, in order to follow certain cognitive computations in the mind, we need to incorporate resources for the external world. For example, how much is 5 plus 4? 5 plus 4 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. This operation, when I do with my fingers, is extended mind, because the calculus, the computation is not in my brain. It's also with the help of the environment. Yes? You understand? Let me show you another example, much more funny, of extended mind.
So far, no one's gonna find me. You're mindful when the gas accelerate. You drive so fast, no one's gonna catch me.
I don't know if you're able to see. It's Bobby McFerrin singing and clapping his body and percussion body. Yes, but in the hand he has the mic. Yes, he is doing like movements like this. Did you see it? As he was playing a trumpet or a keyboard. Yes, actually, these movements has nothing to do with the music he's doing in the sense of the sound production. His movements have to do with how he is conceptualizing the pitch he is singing, because he plays the trumpet. Also, he plays the keyboard. They are the movements he could do if he were playing this in a trumpet. This is extended mind. These movements have nothing to do with the production of sound, but have to do with the cognitive process he has in his mind. And the mind has to, needs to go out the brain and stands in the space, in the physical space, in order to work much better. Yes, in this sense, this approach, an active approach, and extended mind approach, the localization of the neural activity in the brain is important, of course, but it's not all the process. It's only a part of the process. The localization of the neural networks, but also the movement and also the environment. Because cognition is not in the brain. Cognition is in the social interaction of all the individuals that participate in that activity. Cognition is informed by biological constraints, but also by cultural constraints. And the border on the boundaries between cultural and biological constraints are not clear, inserted, overlapping. And this needs to be studied in a much complex way than the recent occurrent neurophysiology of the brain. Why our brain reacts with the neuromotor system to the music? There are several explanations. One of the most interesting explanations is from Stephen Meaden and this wonderful book about the Neanderthals, about the origin of the human mind, music, language, and body. Hypothesis is human body, human mind, human language growth up all together. But since the very beginning, our growth as species, we need music to build our brain, to build our language, and to build our body movements, human body. Yes? Always music was movement, was activity. And the very beginning of our life as human beings, we used to sing music, to dance music, and to play music all together in movement. Yes? The usual way we used to listen to music now, sit without movement, has very short history. It comes from 500 or 600 ago. Because most part of our development as species, we used to move with music. And our brain is working like this way. As you know, cultural change are faster than biological change. Yes? And as we know, human behavior and practice models the brain architecture and brain plasticity, and of course, brain architecture and plasticity constrains how the human's behavior. Yes, but this is a loop. This is not a direct, omnidirectional process. Some part of neurological claims or neurological discourse sees the brain as the origin of all things. Yes, the meta-ontological origin of the things. And this is not true. The brain is part of the loop, part of the process. Of course, biological processes are slower than cultural ones, but we are in the same loop. Then, music has been always movement. See, collective movement implies synchronization. Everybody, when we were clapping the string quartet of Haydn, we were very synchronized movements in the body. But also, it means we have some synchronization in our brain. Yes, and some neurological researchers, paleontological researchers, believes that this brain synchronization made by music collaborates in the sense of like construction of community, the identity of one community. Yes, if we are one of the animal species with much successful, with much success in the work and evolution, is because we have a very complex or social organization. Yes, we are the ability to do a distribution of tasks and communicate and collaborate between us. And music is one of the main tools in order to build the social metabody. This means how individuals, by means of his coordinated interactions, with his synchronizations, builds a metabody. And body that this is not the sum of the individuals, is the results, the outcome of the interaction of individuals. Well, music is also one of the non-technological advice, the device, sorry, see, as was told this morning. And what about emotion? This is another important issue. Some researchers, as Ian Cross, who he's working very hard in the evolutionary development of music in both natural and cultural dimension, between other scholars, say something like this. If we are clapping all together when we listen string quartet by Haydn, we are body and neural synchronized, do it the same, yes? But our emotional experience is not exactly the same. Music has this power. Our subjectivity is open and the music touches us in a very different way. Yes, we don't feel the same. We are doing the same. We are in synchronicity all together, but we are not feel the same. And this is one paradox, very interesting, because the functions of the music as constructor of subjectivity and identity, yes, is rooted on the fiction that everybody is doing the same, and it's not true. In body and neurological way, yes, but emotional, no. It's wonderful, this point. Well, at least for me, it's wonderful. Well, what about musical affordance? We talked about the musical affordance a few days ago. I will try to explain it in a few minutes, if it is possible. Yes, the concept comes from the James Gibson theory of ecological perception, a theory that is a little old-fashioned. Yes, even today, this theory in his border claims gives much problems, because this is a not cognitive theory. In fact, this is anti-cognitive theory. And this is not a theory rooted in discoveries or in the basis of neurological research. Even with the followers of Gibson, the theory is problematic. I am in train of steal the concept from Gibson and to give another epistemological framework, because it is very difficult. Well, some scholars apply this concept to music from the 15 years ago, yes? And we can define it as like this. Affordance are the things we can do with the objects and the environment, yes, constrained by biological constraints, but also cultural constraints, or what things are invited to do with the objects when I perceive them. Yes, when I perceive a soccer ball, I perceive the ball, but I immediately put my body in function to interact with this ball, and this kind of ball, not with a basketball, for the soccer ball. Yes? These interactions with the environment help us to create order and meaning in the world. For example, we say, this computer is over the table. Yes, we don't say the table is under the computer. It has no sense for us, because our body experience in the world sees the table as a more stable object and the computer a less stable. Yes, I understand the point. Music, from the very beginning of our lives, allows affordance, and the things we can do physically with music conforms the basic musical competences we will develop over our lives. Yes? Some example of this.
Pom pom pom, Melicito pa'l favor. Que se me quema, que se me abraza, que se me quema la calabaza.
We listen to music in movement, yes? Now we will see a little boy looking for affordance for what music that he doesn't know. As you can see, he is trying to move with the music in different ways. Yes? He's look like this, do like this. He tries to jump, but the beat of the music is so fast, it's not possible to jump. He's programming in his neuromotor competences, they're programming the movement, and when he tries, he has to stop because it's not possible to jump. But there is one very interesting movement. He tried to imitate the movement of the guitarist. Did you see? Like this. And this is one of the basic affordance we have with the music. There are a lot of kind of affordance, even the very complex one, even with the cover movement, imagination, empathy, very complex. But one of the basic affordance in the music is to imagine the movement that produce this sound. Yes? Why? Because we as human beings, as animals, we have developed our ear system of ear sense in order to survive. We need to know very fast which kind of phenomena or which kind of animal produce this sound. This is very useful in order to not to be eaten or in order to can eat. Yes? If I feel one strong object producing one sound, of course I'm wrong. But it's clear, yes? Well, this is one very important affordance in the music competences. Even the people that doesn't have any training in guitar playing, on keyboard playing, can localizate in his body when the piano player is playing when the sound sounds lower or when the sound sounds higher. Yes, he used to imitate exactly the sounds of the keyword in the relationships with the pitch. Well, now let's talk about this. These are the basic bodily engagement that we have with the music, the basic relationship body, music in our lives. Of course, these take part of our process and develop our mind competencies, of the mind abilities, and our social life. But also, it has this dispositive can have another uses. Yes, of course, has the project Metabody stresses in one point, collective, massive choreographies, yes, exploiting this beat induction and this synchronization, natural and cultural synchronization, try to control uniform subjectivities, to incorporate individuals to mainstream discourse, values, or ideology, and to control. Yes? Then this dispositive can be used by control purposes. How to broke this? What we can do with this? Well, looking your proposals of these days, interesting artistic and technological proposals, this is one of my invitation to you to work with me in the course of this project. What we can do? I would like to explore affordance, and what kind of affordance your interesting artistic proposals are suspend or create. For example, very interesting of your proposal about interactive dance. Yes, but most part of the time, performer, dancer, has the control of the controllers. Yes, he is the only one who controls the controllers that produce the music. What could happen if the spectator, if the public, can access to the controller and his movement also intervenes in the production of music? It seems to me very interesting. What could happen? Yes, if the movement of the listeners enters into the controller loop. This is one interesting for me, at least. Or what kind of mappings, style synchronization, body music and style and music and movement production can suspend regular affordance, yes? Avoid to interact in the way we are used to interact with music, can create new affordance. This is very important, yes? And how we can investigate or to provoke these processes, yes? Of how these dispositives or these proposals can give a little more consciousness to the individuals, to their relationship with the body and the music. Yes, I would like to work in this direction. Not for discuss or to value aesthetically your work. I'm not interested in saying, oh, this is more natural affordance and you must to compose or you must to create like this. No, this doesn't work. Yes, I really would like the activity, the cognitive activity, this point of view of cognition of the listener or the spectator in order to know what kind of new possibilities to interact has the public with the cognition and with the work through your artistic proposals. Yes? Well, I am ready, if you are interested, I am ready to share articles, sources, discourses, emails, whatever you want. Most part of my work is on my website, and I also have the work of other colleagues. And if you don't tell nothing to anything, we can't share despite the copyright law. Yes, and I really would like to still study your proposal, technological, compositional, or dance proposals in this, under this focus. Yes, this is the way I propose to continue this fascinating and exciting work that has been proposed by Jaime del Val. Thank you very much.